Oh, look at this hideous construction. What is wrong with you? This is a freaking floating island over here. Even the Russian flag is completely deformed because the game is hating what I've done to it. Hey guys, still here, welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, where today I have a mostly circular battleship. You can adjust save files, and with that you can create some hideous, grotesque battleship designs. Not necessarily battleship, you can do it for any class, but at the end of the video I'll show you how to do it for the battleships. This was very much made possible by SephirothRyu's comments on how to do this, so credit goes to him, and at the end of the video I can show you how to do it. So if you want to see that, just jump to the end of the video. Now, circular battleships were actually a thing. I believe that there was one class of that, called the Novgorod for the Russians. So let's see if I can recreate something like that in Dreadnoughts. I'm on the 1.05 beta, by the way. And I'm going to give the Americans 40 ships to try and take this thing down. Here she is. This is a chunky boy. It is currently coming in at 196,000 tons. And I can still up that, if I so see fit, to 266,000 tons. This has been done by an edit to the save file, making the beam 200%. 200%. Normally you can go to, what, 15%? 25, 30? I'm not even sure. This ship is just ridiculous. That's the whole point of the video. This turret, for reference, is a 20-inch turret. It's just, it got kind of dwarfed by the whole ship size. But, well, what can you do with 120,000, with a ship that is this big? Well, I have some ideas. How about side-mounted 20-inch quadruple turrets? You can see the game is getting absolutely distorted with the way that these turrets are going to be set up. I think Nick from the Dreadnoughts developer team is going to hate me for this. Not necessarily recommended to edit your save files. It is rather proceed at your own risk. I'm not going to say don't do this at home, because it is too fun not to do this at home. Here, this. This is an enormous superimposed barbette. Not that enormous, are you? I mean, 587 tons is no joke, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not even that much. I will have to relocate, I think, some of the towers a bit. I can't wait to see how well the game handles this. It's probably gonna hate me. Look at this. This quarterdeck. What are you going to do with that? Well, you're going to put more guns on, of course. As one does. Any self-respecting admiral is going to put more and more and more guns on his ship. I mean, it's only fair, right? As for the ship itself, let's give them something a little better. Let's give them gear turbines. Or, let's see, turbo-electric drive. I'm trying to keep the displacement as low as possible. 168,000, 151, 154. I think we've got gas turbines for this ship. A high-end auxiliary, shaft 3, electric 2, all the barbette armor, probably all the torpedo armor as well. Citadel, yes please, that'd be nice. You can see that these things scale pretty poorly, and I'm already over the displacement that I have allotted for this ship. I can remove... 1,235 kilometers. That's so far this ship is going to travel. Because of reasons. Oh god, what's the roll on this thing? Does the game even want to tell me that? Yeah, 34. Ship's overweight, go figure. Well, we're just going to have to go bigger then. 252,000. Oh, that's the problem? Right. Increase the draft. Ship is 297,000 tons. Excellent. That means I still have some displacement left to play around with. We need more 20-inch guns, yes? Yes, of course we do. We need more. More. So, what you got there? Well, we got 16 centerline mounted 20-inch guns with another 12 per side. I don't know how well they're going to turn per se, but hey, it's a start. The thing is, however, I don't really have a lot of capability for secondaries, and these things don't count as secondaries, although on this hull they kind of look like secondaries. What I can do to remove the roll that I just mentioned is just have these things closer to the core of the ship. Like so. And let's see, what else can I do? No. We're gonna need barbettes for small guns. For secondaries, please? Pretty please? If you fire a gun from this, it first has to clear the entirety of the ship. That is insane. How wide is this thing exactly? Draft. 80 feet. Wow. Okay, 80 feet. What is that in normal? Sorry, America. That would be what? 200? Yeah, 24 meters. Sorry, that's the 145 meters beam. So it's 145 meters from there to there. Holy shit, the Dutch frigates that we have are 145 meters long. This thing is that wide. Oh dear. Alright, back to the inches and shit. Okay. I don't have a lot to play around with when it comes to secondaries. So let's remove some of the torpedo blistering. Let's see what I can put on. Because we're probably going to need a bunch of 8-inchers, which are going to look absolutely minuscule on this ship. Look at this. This is an 8-incher. That's the primary armament of most heavy cruisers. Whoops. But on this ship, it looks like a bit of a joke. It looks like it doesn't even belong there. Like a pea shooter. At any rate, what can I reliably fit on this ship? That is, if I need to fit anything else on this ship. Let's first see what sort of propellant I'm going to fire, because I'm facing 10 battleships, so I have a bit of work ahead of me. Like capped ballistic. Of course we're going to go super heavy shells. This will pen 20,000 meter range, 31.3 inches. No, we need to go bigger. Change the propellant type. 31 inches, is that it? That's what she said. Oh. Huh. What if we go for lighter shells? No, it gets progressively worse from there. Okay. As for the HE shells, 0.8 or 0.9 inches is a bit too little to actually use against cruisers and destroyers, and they have a good number of those. So something like base fuse or nose fuse is probably a heck of a lot better. Yeah, this is acceptable. This ought to one-shot most destroyers, probably cruisers as well, depending on whether they get close enough to the ship. Now, the real question is, where am I going to leave the secondaries? Because I would like to put them on all sorts of barbettes, but I'm not sure if the game will allow it. Because I got barbettes there. But it does not look like that's going to house a 6-inch, is it? It is! Yeah, but not that close to the tower. That's the problem. Damn, this thing has some terrible secondary placement. It's more like it. As long as you go with 4-inch guns, you can actually house quite a few. So I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 secondaries per side. So that's 40. No. Yeah, no, 10 times 3. That's usually what you go with as 30. 30 secondary 4-inch guns per side, firing out to a range of 10.5 kilometers or 11.4 for AP. Yeah, that ought to keep most destroyers off of me, don't you think? I should be fine. I'm going to have to put these things slightly further outward. I'm already seeing some issues with them. Pitch and roll are just numbers on a screen at this point. It doesn't really matter. Oh, we have a 4 weight offset, do we? What's this? That's the... Hold on, I can... Yeah. When in doubt, go bigger. That's more like it. So, I got a primary broadside-ish of 16 centerline 20 inchers. But I have another 16 centerline... 16 side mount guns. Good God. Will these things even fire, though? I think I need to park them a little further outside. They might not turn very well. There. And there. Ship is overweight. Really? What did I do? Yeah, hold on. This could be a problem. Because if the ship is overweight, then I cannot add a lot of armor to it. So I'm going to have to forego one of those turrets. And just make sure that they have enough displacement left to add armor. And considering the size of this ship, I think this is going to get pretty ugly. The moment that I add, for example, 0.1 inch of armor. Oh no, it's not that bad actually. 16 inches of main belt. 9 inches, can we do that? Oh, the game's really not liking that. 9 inches of forebelt, 9 inches of aft belt. Main deck, 8 inches. Wow. Okay. We got more. More. See, this thing is not going to turn at all. So I can have sonar listening to torpedoes, but the chance of me getting out of the way of a torpedo is pretty much non-existent because my turning circle is 3.2 kilometers. So yeah, turning out of the way of a torpedo, not that likely. Unbalanced, cuts it down by about 300 meters, but that's still not good enough. So in that case, actually pretty quick as well. Holy shit, you can make this thing really quick as well. Nice. 30 knots, good enough. Auto loaders. Ooh. Oh dear. Yeah, if you put an auto loader on every 20-inch turret, of course it's not going to go well. This is going to reload in 85 seconds, and with an auto loader, it's going to be reloading in 59 seconds. Of course we're going to go for 59 seconds, but it means I have to sacrifice quite a lot of belt armor. Oh, and even more than that. No, still not. 3 inches of deck armor. Well, we're getting somewhere. This has me somewhat concerned. The lack of armor. I mean, I am taking on 40 ships. This thing is no joke. This challenge. 10. Might be able to armor up the belt to 13. There. I'd say 13 is acceptable. It's not a stellar main belt, but it'll have to do. As for the rest, I don't know. More armor? No, maybe not. You know what? This will have to do. We're off a couple tons. I know, it's not that bad. So, this is the Novgorod. A somewhat circular battleship design. And the game is already dropping a lot of frames. So this battle ought to be good. If the game even wants to launch this absolute atrocity of a warship. Once more to line up, my one battleship, which might have the same displacement of the entirety of the US fleet over here. Although, with these battleships, I kind of doubt it. Oh, look at this hideous construction. What is wrong with you? This is a freaking floating island over here. Even the Russian flag is completely deformed because the game is hating what I've done to it. That makes sense. And that's fair. That's a fair consideration. We have a lot of US ships ahead. We're going to fire armor piercing first at one of their biggest ships. Their biggest ships is going to fire back eventually with 15 18-inch guns. Holy shit, that's 1.5 Yamatos. Almost 2 of them. Oh, that's loud. 29% chance to hit with the first salvo. Yeah, this is fine. Look at this floating island. This is what you get when you edit the save files. Oh god. And this is not even the worst that it could be, right? It could get worse. Oh, I've already dealt some damage? Impressive. Ricochet and a partial pen. Okay, we clearly need to load high explosive. So a full broadside is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7? That's 28 20-inch guns. That ought to blow away a battleship in one go, right? It'll blow away a lot of stuff. Get loud! Fires. Eventually. Yeah, that was pretty loud. Here's the HE salvo. Going towards the lead American battleship. And blocked. Wow. That was pretty shit, actually. Holy crap, look at how quickly the Novgorod's going down. Most of the ship is burning. I mean, yes, I am taking fire from 40 ships, so that's fair. I think this thing is not going to survive for very long. Circular battleship. Yeah, I really cannot pen this, not with high explosive. Okay, we're going to have to go with armor piercing, just bigger. Already down to 58%? I think I'm going to have to change the lineup somewhat. Let's go with this target. That's another one of their battleships. They got 10 of these. These things are no joke. We're probably looking at something to the tune of 80,000 tons. Like that. Otherwise you won't be able to fit all those guns on here. 45% buoyancy. This thing is going to be dead soon. 40, 39. Wow. Damaged them, but not nearly as fast as I thought I would. Wow, look at this thing go down. We're down to 18%. 17%. One engine's been knocked out so far, make that 2. Holy crap. We finally inflict some damage against their battleship. Enough to put this thing back in the shipyard. But it might be the last salvo that I get to shoot. Yep, extensive fire. The whole ship's on fire. Which, for a ship that size, is quite the feat. How the hell? I lost 25,000 crew members. Good. Okay. Yeah, well, I suppose that's the amount of crew that you need to man a ship like that. Retry. Yes, please. We're going to go and give the Americans maybe a third of their fleet power, though. Because they have turned out to be a bit too strong. And the Novgorod is going to have another go. Maybe I need to sacrifice another 20-inch turret and just get a bit more armor on this ship. Okay, let's do this again then, shall we? Novgorod, assume full speed. And prepare to bring all guns to bear. I believe your target should be the battleship. These guys are heading away and they're packing 17-inch guns, but only 6 of them this time. See, under this angle, I'm not even sure if I can pen that. I got a lot of pen power at 15 kilometer range. That's 46 inches of armor that I can pen. That's a lot. It should be enough, right? Yeah, Nick's gonna hate me. For even showing that this is an opportunity that, or a possibility for the ship design. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 turrets. That was not even half. So what, 2 turrets? Maybe 3? Go on. Wow, we missed? Really? That's unexpected. Shoot! Before you die again. Looks like the Americans are out for blood. Boink, 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 boink. Yeah, there we go. 1,386 damage and about cut the battleship in half. Hit points wise. We also got, what's that, a light cruiser? Has to be. 4 single 7s. Cannot quite hit that with the 4-inch guns yet, but give me a minute. I'll be with you soon. That was underwhelming. Alright, new target, light cruiser. Target, light cruiser. Accuracy 3%? Oh, it doesn't matter, I only need to get lucky once. With this volume of fire, it basically doesn't matter. That was a lot to damage. Huh. If I tell this thing to turn, it's gonna go, yeah. Eventually. Oh, we knocked another one out. Nice. What? They didn't hit me? Must have just slipped right through them. No, we cannot hit a destroyer, not at that range. That is your battleship again. We could definitely hit the battleship, though. Ah, there's the torpedo. It doesn't really make that much of a dent in this ship, but a lot of them can cause quite a bit of flooding. Boink, 18 damage. Boom, there goes your ship. There goes your ship. I should have fired AP at that, probably. Next salvo, AP. Because I can most likely do a ton of damage here. 230, 1300. That's more like it. Novgorod is not coming out of this fight unharmed either. 77% structural. And there are still torpedoes coming from the American fleet. Can we hit this with the secondaries? No. What are you firing? What sort of torps? 24 inches, so these are the biggest that they have. They barely hit me. Because most of them have just missed. Oh, this guy's almost down. Wow. Yep, you're done. Okay, next battleship then, please. No, don't waste your shots on the destroyer. Not yet. We'll get around to you eventually, but not yet. Not yet. You are showing an awful lot of broadside. Does that mean that you're going to be dead? Well, you're not going to be healthier, that's for sure. 83,000 tons, these American warships, per ship. A few bulkheads, though, with 17-inch guns. Of course, a lot of secondaries, because American. And their armor is no joke either. 16 inches of main belt armor, plus 112%. They got a lot of armor. I need to knock these guys out of the fight before they do too much damage to me. You ought to be down. Okay, next is Connecticut. And really, I am telling the ship to turn, but it's going to turn, I don't know, sometime next week. It won't be soon anyway. South Dakota's going, nope. I'm not having any of this shit. Connecticut. Some damage, not much. Partial pen only. Oh, they're gonna steam away from me. That dispersion is still a joke. That's more like it. Any chance I can hit a heavy cruiser like the South Dakota at that range? Less than 1% chance to hit. Still though, I only need one shot to actually connect with the South Dakota, and that ought to eliminate her. Few bulkheads, not a lot of armor. 6 inches of armor, plus 112%, so let's be generous and say 13 inches of armor. At 26 kilometer range. Oh, I can't pen that, actually. Huh. Okay. Back to the Connecticut, it is. We need to see more of this ship, though. Now, trying to keep all the guns firing at the target is difficult, Because it is so wide. This monstrosity. It is so wide. All these 20s. Can we hit the Connecticut again? 14%. At this point, it's mostly just a game of volume of fire. Chance to hit me, 28%. I wonder how much of a target large size. Yeah, look at that. They get a target large size modifier of 3,520%. Novgorod is a bit of a big boy. But don't talk about that too much, because she's a bit of a sensitive... Well, she's not a bit of a sensitive boy, but she... Battleship, she's a bit sensitive about her weight, I think. What's the plan with the destroyers then, huh? They're probably trailing the battleship, like screening. Boom, partial pen. Yeah, same for the heavies. This is kind of the problem. These guys never get close enough. Well, I still have 12,600 shells for the high explosive 4-inch. I have quite a lot of ammo. They, however, do not have a lot of ammo for their high explosive salvos of their main battery. After that, they're going to fire AP, which I think they should find quite useful. No, actually not that much. Destroyed main gun. Come again. Oh. Those main guns are armed with armored with 18.8 inches of armor. Or 8.2 on the top. So I guess, considering the range, that was a top hit. Because even with this level of high explosive damage, I cannot eliminate a turret like that. Blocked. Blocked. And to consider that this guy has 200% beam, you can go bigger than that. You can go 300, 400, 500. At some point the game might crash though, so be careful with it. Oh, come on. Come on. She's down to 22% health. 15%. Her stern's gone, her bow's mostly gone, her bow's mostly on fire. But survivability, buoyancy notably, is quite good. 9% structural. Normally when a ship is this heavily damaged with a high explosive shell, you can even open up some floodings. But this guy, not having any of it. That's fine. Just eliminate your structural integrity altogether. 3%. 2%. Is that the last salvo? No. Not nearly on top of the target. This could be it though. No. Come on. Do better. There she goes. So I wonder what the other ships are going to do now. Because they lost their patron, essentially. Does that mean that they're now going to make a move? Is that the plan? What? We can hit a destroyer with an accuracy of 3.5%? That's... I would say that's vastly optimistic. Or exceptionally good accuracy. Yeah, okay. Exceptionally good accuracy. Ooh! Herndon also gets one shot. There's just nothing left. Holy shit. Holworth next? No. Get lucky just once. Yeah, close in, why don't you? See how that's going to treat you. Now, sadly, I cannot turn. So, getting the bow guns to work is difficult. Doesn't matter. Probably still firing... I think potentially even more. I think we're firing everything but this wing turret. These probably not. This, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, we fired quite enough. Especially considering that we actually hit the destroyer. Now the light cruisers and heavy cruisers are gonna get what they have coming. Which is one high explosive shot coming in at 750 meters per second. Oh, you survived? No. Flooding might be a bit of a problem for San Diego. 0.7% chance to hit. Lovely. Look at San Diego. That was what, 2 hits? Yeah, 2 hits. Monstrous. Monstrous, 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 this Novgorod. If it would turn a little better, that'd be great though. Because trying to keep these guns on target is difficult. And... well, I guess I'm going to have to go to standby speed or slow speed. Just to have the Americans have some chance of catching up. Because currently they don't have a chance. They can do 32 knots, but they're really not in any position to come for me at the moment. Is that going? Oh, we're going to hit the light cruiser. Little Rock. Oh boy, are we going to rock your world? 2.5% chance to hit. Yeah, but I got volume of fire. There you go. That was one hit that could sink her. Nope. She survived, but with all engines out and flooding, she's going to be a very easy target. There you go. Keep in mind, we're knocking out ships that are 30 kilometers away. This thing is insane. And this is with 20-inch guns. You could put, I don't know, 18-inch guns on this and still have an extremely capable weapon platform. Now, before you're going to suggest it, no, I will not put one of these things in a campaign. It is crazily overpowered. The AI has no idea how to counter it. And it would make for some terrible videos. It might be fun once, hence this video, but aside from that, I mean, these guys stand no chance because the AI has no idea what to do with a ship like this. Nor would I. Bye-bye. Nor would I. I don't have a clue how to sink this thing. Torpedoes will barely touch it. I don't know, massive volume of high explosive fire. Burn it down like the Americans did in the previous iteration. Something like that might work. Aside from that, I don't know. Not too many ideas. Hit. Columbus is flooding. But she's desperately fighting for her buoyancy. 2% chance to hit. Normally I'd say that's pretty terrible, but with this ship, meh. Not that bad. Go on. Wow. The shells are falling all over the place though. There you go. That's probably gonna nuke her. 20% buoyancy left. Speed, slow. Accuracy went up. Ooh. Dead. One enemy left. Oh, one of the ships escaped. That's one of the light cruisers, isn't it? That's never going to catch up to me. Right, well, I guess I'll leave it here. This is the last side of the Novgorod. Now, the next part of the video is going to be, how do you actually get this monstrosity? So let's get into that, shall we? Now, how do you get one of these monstrous battleships? Well, the first thing you need to do is craft a fairly normal ship, believe it or not. In this case, it's going to be like the standard battleship. Make sure that you have a distinguishable name, because you're going to have to search for this later. So let's call this, I don't know, Gigantic. Then, you make sure that you have the bare essentials of the ship, as if you would want to send the ship into battle. Because otherwise the ship will not be saved. So I'm going to need to put a couple of turrets on there, and now the ship is essentially launchable. That's what you need to get to. Once you've done that, remember this name and go back. Go back and exit to desktop. Once on your desktop, you're going to hit Windows and R key, and this is going to give you the execute window, and you're going to go to app data percentage. You click OK. That will give you this window, and you're going to go to app data. You're going to go to local low, game labs, Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, and custom battle data. You can open this with WordPad if you don't have another editor. And once you're in here, you're going to use Control F or search, and search for the ship term or ship name that you gave it, which in my case was gigantic. Now this is going to be a whole lot of mumbo jumbo, but this essentially contains all the specs for the ship. So you can see here ship type BB or battleship, player name is China. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. These are the type of engines and boilers that the ship can have, the type of cruiser hulls that you have unlocked. Everything about this ship. You're going to continue until you hit beam and draft. That's the key, beam and draft. So over here, I can say I want to have 50% draft and, 50% beam and, I don't know, let's go for 100% draft. Save that and close it. And you're done. Go back to the game. Once you're back in your game, you're going to go to custom battle. You're going to retry or reset the settings as you want them. So in my case, that was China 1940. I'm going to go with my one battleship, and well, this is fine for the Russians for now. Design ship. And there's the gigantic. Now with her 50% beam and her 100% draft. This means that my turrets are currently a little bit oddly placed, as they are essentially below decks. So you're going to have to refit and, well, let's say reseat quite a few of these components, because the draft just got so much bigger that the game doesn't quite understand what the hell it is that you just did. But with this, you can start playing around. Just make sure that you do not drag the draft or beam slider lower than what you have it in the editor. If you do, then it's just going to go back to the normal values, and you cannot slide it back up. So like this, I can only slide it to 12%, and that's it. You cannot slide it back up to higher. In order to do that, you're going to once again have to go through a save file edit. Anyway, this is how you can do it. Be careful editing save files, because it can completely wreck your game. So be very, very careful, and always try to keep a backup of the file that you edited. So just make a copy, and if it turns out that your edit is not working, delete the file that you edited and replace it with the one that you copied as a backup. Anyway, again, thanks to SephirothRyu, who came up with this edit and who made this weird-ass video possible. I hope you guys had a good laugh out of it. Have fun editing your own ships like this, and I'll see you guys soon for more videos.